As the church prepares for World Youth Day in Panama next year, bishops on the local level are set to celebrate this year's event next month. The Holy Father's message for the celebration, which will take place on Palm Sunday, is "Do not be afraid." Edward Pentin, Rome correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register, joins us. Ed, the Holy Father gives some helpful guidance for young people in his message. What are his main points?
Well, he spoke, Lauren, primarily about the fears that young people have, the fears and insecurities. And he says, repeating what John Paul II used to say, which is "do not be afraid." He says that ways to do that is to name the fears, to put one's trust in Christ, and to really to draw on God's grace and to find courage through God's grace. He talks also about moving away from dark rooms filled with computers and smartphones and opening the door to life. And he talked about building authentic relationships with other people.
I think that is just so important, especially an important message for our teens to hear is open that door to life, get off of your device. Despite a large age gap, Pope John Paul II had a great rapport with young people. I grew up with him and always watched him. Tell us how it compares to Pope Francis.
Well, Pope Francis is similar in a way. Young people, I think, generally like his warmth, his personal touch, his very human nature, and they can identify with that. So that's something that he's certainly tapped into and won a lot of popularity from young people because of that. Of course, some young people would prefer more sort of orthodoxy and more focus on tradition. But most people, I think most young people like this sort of warm touch that he gives them.
Let's switch gears. The Pope is on retreat this week. And what is the focus of his prayer? Doesn't he usually have a focus?
Yes, the theme this year is in praise of thirst, and it's really about reaching out to the peripheries and reflecting Jesus' words, "I thirst," and it was really, "I thirst for souls." And it was actually a favorite motto of St. Teresa of Calcutta, which was really meant to sort of get people to think of how much God really thirsts for souls, whether they're close to you or on the peripheries.
Thank you so much for giving us the 411 on the Vatican. Edward Pentin, Rome correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register.
Thank you, Lauren.